Holy crap, Mark.
What?
Our listeners.
Oh, yeah, that's a bit ridiculous.
It is
Thank you.
Crazy.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for actually listening. I don't talk, Brian, because I can't.
So we said if we got 200 downloads of the last episode before May 6th, we would get Ryan Headley from Apex and Limits to wear lion PJs in Midwest Streaming.
And we hit 200 on May 5th, well before the deadline. Yeah.
It is by far the most listened podcast that we've had within a week. We broke a 24-hour record with 150, and we were well over 200 by May 5th.
It's pretty amazing.
Absolutely amazing. You know what's absolutely amazing is that our 4 listeners downloaded the podcast 50 times.
I know. We want to thank our mothers for doing half that work. Seriously.
I didn't even know my mom knew how to download a podcast more than once.
That's a good point. So?
Well, let's play the intro music.
Well, hang on. Wait, what about the joke?
Oh, come on. Isn't Ryan in lion pajamas a big enough joke?
Yeah. Okay. What now, Brian?
Well, I've been working really long on a new theory of inertia.
Okay.
It's just not gaining any momentum.
God, you said we weren't going to do a joke.
Now it's that time in the show where we like to thank our sponsors.
We're not actually getting any money, since these are fake companies from developer orgs, but so they aren't really sponsors.
You know, you try to ruin the sponsor spot every episode, Mark.
Are not really sponsors.
We're going to have a difficult time getting more sponsors if you keep this up. Grand Hotels and Resorts Limited understand that your vacation is important to you. When you come home, you don't want to forget your experiences. Why settle for selfies, videos, Facebook posts, and tweets when you can bring home a piece of your vacation with you? That's why Grand Hotels and Resorts Limited provides free bed bugs for every guest. Bring the piece of a vacation that goes with you and keeps on growing.
Ew.
The Salesforce community is huge. There's millions of us. Many of us have suggestions and desires on how they want the platform to improve. Sadly, many of these suggestions get lost.
For not even the price of a coffee a day, you too can support one of these lost suggestions, these great ideas in the rough.
We like to call this segment
Lightbulb.
It's only one small click to support this lost idea. You click hundreds of times every day.
Developer, you can help too. Even if you don't click as much, everyone can click.
Think of the children.
Ideas, Brian, ideas. Not children.
Brain children, then.
Close enough. Our first idea comes from Tracy Kronzak. Oh my God, she's going to kill me. Tracy Kronzak? Kronzak.
Don't you like it that I always make you say the name?
Thank you for pointing that out. Now I know who to direct my ire at.
That's what happens when you don't get to write the script.
This idea is called Revised Core Platform Architecture to Support Proper B2C Transactions, #nonprofits.
What's wrong with the platform now?
Yeah, so this idea, it's a very valid idea. It's essentially the concept is that, for one thing, opportunity contact rules are, well,
less than stellar?
Yeah, they're kind of second-class citizens in the Salesforce architecture. If you haven't really worked with them, opportunity contact rules and also things like account contact rules, account teams, opportunity teams, these are all objects that don't actually get a lot of love because, well, you can't do a lot of stuff with them. Workflows don't work.
Triggers kind of work on some of them.
Not really.
But not really.
So that's something you might not have actually knew. I didn't know this till about a year ago. You cannot write a trigger on opportunity contact roles.
Now, I think you can do it for a contact role, but not an opportunity contact role. I'll have to check that out.
Opportunity contact. I know you can't do it on account teams. It's impossible.
Yes.
You can't actually say account team after delete run this. Like you can't do it. It's not possible. I was shocked to learn this.
I mean, these are all kind of special objects that get created either to handle special security, need like opportunity teams or account teams, or some what we like to call fancy junctioning, which is really what contact rows and opportunity
Who likes to
contact
call them
rows.
that? Because I don't like to call them that.
Look, I'm trying to be nice. The point is they were created to do
Fancy.
a very specific thing. And so because they were to do that specific thing, they don't necessarily get all the fun and love that a class 1 object usually does. And a class
I don't even think you can do custom fields on these things.
No, I don't think you can either. I mean,
No.
for regular contact rows, the rule of thumb was always if you needed something more complex, go roll your own custom junction object.
Yeah.
But the problem with the opportunity contact rows is that so many things use them. So like if you're using the Salesforce connector with Outlook, it depends on the opportunity contact row to know whether or not that email that you want to attach is supposed to go to an opportunity or not.
So what does this have to do with nonprofits and the concept of B2C?
So B2C is really business to customer versus B2B, which is business to business.
Right.
Right. And a B2C...
Or for nonprofits, business to constituent.
Yes. For B2B, you're dealing with organizations. With B2C, you're dealing with people. And the challenge is that Salesforce is really set up to deal with organizations, not people. So the closest thing that you have to be able to deal with things as people is person accounts. And person accounts are special. They're just special.
Like short bus special?
Right. So when you think of an opportunity, right? You are really saying who are the people that you're working with to get this opportunity closed at the organization, or if you're trying to get money, a donation, who are the people you're reaching out to get that donation from?
And it really is a testament to the need of the system. Like you said, it does focus on people, the nonprofits especially. And when Salesforce not being designed to handle that, well, you have to have something to fill the gaps. Opportunity contact roles does fill the gap, but only just, and does not handle a lot of the needs, a lot of the other things that you can do with Salesforce functionality and automation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
So, Mark, when we first talked about doing this idea, you mentioned this is kind of controversial. Why is it controversial?
All right. So, okay, yeah, I'm gonna pull this out here. For one thing, this idea has only existed for 14 days as of the time of us recording. It has already gotten 64 votes.
That's a lot of votes.
That's significant. That's significant. It's well on its way towards getting it. There is another idea that is out there on the IdeaExchange that has, and it's also by Tracy, that has over 520. It has 521 votes. It's got 5,210 points, and it's in general making opportunity contact role first class object. And the thing that is a bit controversial about this, and don't get me wrong, if Tracy's listening, I love you, Tracy. You're honestly one of my favorite people in the ecosystem.
So don't punch him when you see him.
But she's having to make more than one idea for this. And granted, the first idea was made 11 months ago, but
I can see one idea.
5,000 points. Their limit is 2,000. And the second idea that she puts in is a little bit angry when you read it. It's
also more generalized, right? One is very specific about, hey, make opportunity contact row as a class 1 object.
Yeah.
Whereas this idea is more generalized to saying, hey, we really need to have a model that fits the B2C setup. And there's different ways you could do that beyond having opportunity contact rows, a class 1 object.
And part of the difficulty, coming from a perspective of a designer, of a developer, somebody who has to write solutions, part of the problem is going to be the inherent nature of Salesforce. And not just in that it's designed to work with companies, but frankly, it's easier to design a UI and a database that is designed to work with companies than it is to design one works with people, because you have a lot of overarching things that happen. And when you're working with people, they can belong to multiple groups. They can have multiple relationships. That doesn't happen as much with organizations. And also because of, frankly, having to design a UI that is designed to work with a more granular concept of a person, and having those multiple relationships and how they work with multiple organizations and multiple groupings, making a UI for that is just as difficult as making a database for that. So I get why Salesforce is kind of like trying to figure out what to do with it. But this has kind of become a bit of a controversy because they're sitting on it.
Well,
and to the point where the person who created the original idea is having to create another one that is a bit testy, and yet the community is still like coming up and backing her on it, which just shows how important it is and how.
Well, this question has come up
they are.
with almost every single True to the Core session in the last 3 years.
Oh, definitely.
Right? And they've always had something to say, yes, they're looking at it, yes, they're working on it. As a matter of fact, I think they have one person who's dedicated with this whole idea of personage.
Well, they were dedicated, and then lightning struck.
Oh, that's true. Do you know for a fact that they got pulled off to do lightning?
I know for a fact, because this was stated at True to the Core sessions, I know for a fact that many people were pulled off of many projects.
Yeah, I think it was like something like 70% of the developers got moved over to work on lightning.
Exactly. So for those of you who are listening and who are thinking that, there hasn't been a whole lot of features that have come out recently, aside from, things that are being paid for like Wave or Steel Brick being lumped in now. There's not a lot of new kind of features. That's why. There's probably going to be a bit of a floodgate happening once Lightning gets to a point where they can release people back to their original teams and assignments.
A floodgate? The Summer 16 release notes are 392 pages for like the first version.
Yeah, it's probably... Okay, so that's the first part of the flood. I'm guessing that the winter release is going to be equally large, if not more so.
Summer and winter tend to be the bigger releases anyways.
It used to be spring and winter, I thought, and the summer was kind of the small one, but clearly with as now I'm calling it Floodgate, that kind of changed things up.
You know what? If we're wrong about this and we start a whole like controversy, does this mean that it's going to be Floodgate Gate?
Floodgate Gate? Maybe. And the thing is, I'm looking at this idea, and it to me, I read it as a bit testy, and now I'm wondering, like, is it just me? Is it not actually testy or upset, and am I just kind of reading into it?
Mark didn't have enough caffeine before he read that idea.
Bite me. Now I do feel testy.
So, what should people do, Mark?
What should people do? People should go vote for this idea. It is a very solid and worthwhile idea. There's the new one, and there's the original one. Frankly, you can vote on both of them, but you can go to vote for this idea, and so you don't have to read Brian's terrible show notes. You can go to our bit.ly link, which is bit.ly, that's bit.ly/lightbulb OCR, in opportunity contact roles.
I'll still put the link in the show notes.
Now it's time for our Salesforce video of the undetermined amount of time until the next one.
This video is going to be a little bit different. Instead of being funny or educational, we're going to give you a peek inside the lobby of the Salesforce building.
Ooh. Yeah, Brian and I got to visit last year at Dreamforce, recording some videos for Salesforce. The lobby, besides having a lot of security, is made up of a huge video wall.
Now, this wall displays a waterfall, including some cool visual splash techniques when you're looking above the doorways. Mark, I always thought that instead of water, they should have gone with flowing lava.
Wow. Ooh, lava. That's kind of a bit evil mastermind Bond volcano layer, isn't it?
So do it when Oracle's visiting then?
Yeah, okay. That works. Anyway, you can check out the video. We've got it, again, at our bit.ly link, which is bit.ly/SFDC waterfall.
Mark, do you like networking and learning about Salesforce?
I love it, Brian.
Do you like listening to great keynote speakers like Peter Coffey, Violet Ashvar, and Erica Kuhl?
Boy, do I.
What are you doing on July 21st and 22nd?
Hang on. Let me check my...
You're
Google
going to Midwest Streaming in Chicago.
Oh, is that? Okay. Yeah, in addition to a demo jam, expo hall, fantastic keynotes, and excellent sessions, you can come to a live recording of the Wizardcast.
Why aren't we lumping the Wizardcast recording into the excellent session category?
You know why. Come on, I shouldn't have to tell you these things. This is obvious.
Go to MidwestStreaming.com, that's streaming without the G, and register today. Wizardcast is produced by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, directed by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, technical administration by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, script writing by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, audio editing by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, website maintenance by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, Lightbulb replacement by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, and our intern this episode was no one. We don't have an intern. Anyone want to be our intern?
Send us your interview suggestions, jokes, videos, tips, and feedback, and intern applications to wizardcast@thewizardnews.com, or head over to thewizardnews.com and click Contact Wizardcast.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Wizardcast and receive our next episode automatically.
If you like us, leave a review on iTunes at http://bit.ly/wizardcast.
If you don't like us, please don't leave a review.
But please like us. Please like us.
Once again, I'm Brian.
And I'm probably going to say Lightbulb from here on out because mine's much better than yours. Sorry, Brian.
Thanks for listening.
Now it's time for our Salesforce video of the unremembered. Oh, wow. Caffeine. Hang on. Okay.
Receive our next episode automatically.
Oh, you've changed it. If you
I
like
gave you a
us-
chance to read the script.
I read the script.